You say hello?
Hello.
It's just woken up.
Hello.
Yeah.
You say hello?
Around the world with touchscreen. Around the world with touchscreen. Around the world with touchscreen.
Hey Tom, what's the time there?
It's six in the morning.
Oh,
So the
you're an
sun's
early
not.
morning person, huh?
Yes. Oh, I can be,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I'm doing some weird times just to make sure we get as many people as possible. So, hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Tom from Touchscreen. We're doing another Around the World podcast, and today we're talking with Samoa, and we have a couple of gentlemen from Samoa. We have Tua and Ralph. Thanks for joining us, guys. Would you like to take this opportunity to introduce yourselves and just tell us a bit about what you do at Samoa Touch?
Thanks, Tom. I think I'll start, then I'll hand over to my buddy Ralphen here. Hello, everyone. My name is Toomata. I'm currently the Vice President for Samoa Touch Rugby Incorporated, which is the Samoa Touch Association here on the island. And I'm also the referee director of our incorporated society. I'm involved in mostly involved in the developing the officials. Recently, I officiated in the Pacific Games in 2023 as an official in 2023, which was held in Honiara, Solomon Islands. And currently we are prepping for the Touch World Cup in England. I think everyone is aware of that and running their campaign towards it. I think I'll just leave it there as a short introduction. Over to you.
Thank you.
Rob.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Ralphen Viane, part of the mixed open touch as a player and assistant coach as well. I was also part of the Pacific Games gold medal team that we won the final against BNG for both mixed and men's divisions. Yeah, so it's good to be back in Samoa, helping out the team here, lending a hand where it's needed. Especially developing the sport here in Samoa. So used to play for Melbourne Blacks down in Victoria before moving back, and now 100% committed to Stay Aloof, which is a local paced club here in Samoa. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Makes sense when you said Victoria, because you've got the little University of Melbourne sort of on the background. Did you spend? So you spent
doing a bit of.
You spent some time living in Melbourne.
3 years. Yeah, so, spent 3 years there, and then did 2 seasons with Melbourne Blacks and Phoenix down the west side. So yeah, I didn't get the chance to play NTL because I was always away during that time, especially school holidays. I mean, uni break. So yeah, didn't get the chance to do so. Love it there.
Yeah, you like Melbourne? I've only ever been to Melbourne once.
Oh yeah. Touch is still developing down in Melbourne, but yeah, it's getting there, especially with the big storm coming up. And participation in the NTL. So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, cool. So what we're trying to get out of this video is, me personally, I'm involved with China and coaching their mixed open side for the World Cup. And when I went over there was just so much I didn't know that I didn't know about touch football around the world. Because like touch is so big from where I'm from, and when you search YouTube, all you see is touch football in either Australia, New Zealand, and maybe a bit of England. So I'd like it, touch football in Samoa. Is that would you consider that a popular sport amongst everyone? And like, how would you go about, do you play social competitions or anything like that? Is there anything that you can tell us about Samoa touch? Like if I was to move to Samoa tomorrow and wanted to play touch, how would I go about starting?
Thanks for that, Tom. I think I can start in Rob in the kitchen. The touch rugby in Samoa is, yeah, it is somewhat famous around the island, especially for, I think it's mostly when you start reaching the working age, then you can start considering touch. But as you know, in such a small island, it's mainly the main sport here is rugby. Yeah, it's
course,
rugby
yeah.
union, and yeah, and follow that with rugby league, and then all the other sports sort of follow suit with netball for the women, and then touch rugby as well. And it's because we're such a small island, usually we with the problem that we usually have is it's the same pool of players that plays rugby and then comes and plays rugby league and then eventually for rugby touch. I think it's the same pool of players, and it's been a long challenge where the sports start competing against for the players. We have also touch tag rugby as well. And but the thing that we're trying to promote here in Samoa Touch is to try and promote touch rugby as sort of a foundational skill build, and that can link up to other sport as well.
Of course, yeah.
So you can build up your skill set here in the in touch rugby, and then you can further enhance and develop your touch rugby union career or your rugby union career or your rugby league career. But we run a fair amount of opens tournaments. We have about, I think, 8 open clubs that are consistently participating in the opens tournaments, and then 3 or 4 somewhat clubs that can join in other seasons and then would not join in other seasons to other circumstances. But we also run usually social comps, usually one day social comps, just to bring together the touch community and families and all the families in one place for one day and have a social comp. And we also run in to promote our sport and to link up with potential sponsors. We do a business house competition. That's for only the business community, where only the registered businesses can compete. And then we usually run those in towards the second half of the year. Yeah, where I think the second half of the year is more suitable for the businesses. That's after their financial years, pressures of their financial years and all that, and the work related stuff. So we usually run those between September, October, for the business comps, and that's how we try to link with the business community. So whenever we try to source funding, we usually target those businesses that participates in the business house competition.
That's really cool. No, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, but working towards the future, we're trying to get some tension with the school community, with the colleges and the primary school level. It was somewhat hard in the past few years because of as you know, the COVID, because of COVID,
Yeah.
and also with school being out for a period of time that they are now. When they started school again, they wanted to focus the curriculum into in class education and limits the time of students involved in other sports and stuff. And that's how it's hard to get into that that area in trying to start the touch rugby from the grassroots level upwards. I think it's just that, but that's the future focus, is to have a regular competition or regular a regular participation from the colleges and the primary school level. Yeah, Ralphen, anything you wanna? Yeah.
Covered it all.
I think to pretty much cover it's still a developing sport. It's not like Australia or New Zealand where you start playing touch from when you enter primary school or in high school there. So it's a bit of a lapse there because there's absence of tournaments for the development of grassroots. But we're getting there. We're also linking up with we've got few affiliations now with Queensland Samoa Touch down in Brisbane, and also New South Wales Samoa Touch now just got affiliated last 2 weeks, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're looking forward to their help, and we hope to get some overseas based sort of input to help develop the sport here in Samoa. Yeah,
that's really good. Actually, I didn't even know about that. The affiliation that you have with New South Wales coming 2 weeks ago. So that's awesome to hear. So do you have like when you're talking about schools, you said that they sort of have backed off on sport in general and just focusing on sort of in-class education?
Yep.
Is that sort of something that you're trying to push back for? Like, do you guys try to get involved with the schools, or is there any programs that you're trying to give schools to get sport back on the agenda for the kids? I was just, because yesterday I was talking to Taiwan, and they have probably the exact same problem. Sport in schools is sort of not seen as that important.
We sort of hold back on that in the past few years, immediately after COVID, and usually when it's the other thing, when we're not the only sport approaching the school as well, and I think that's where the Ministry of Education really has to not only, if they allow some sports to kids to be participating in sports, it's usually the main sports that get accepted first, like rugby, soccer, and usually it's the sports that can that has the funding to do so, to run these competitions and get involved with the schools as well. And I think we sort of hold back. I think I should mention that we just, myself and our committee was just or the new committee since last year, beginning of last year, that we just started our committee. We've taken over from the last president and his committee that ended their term in the beginning of last year, and it's also trying to allocate our resources and all that, because when we came in, usually the immediate focus was Pacific Games last year, and then now towards the Touch World Cup, and now we sort of pull back on our development agenda towards the schools, and maybe after the World Cup, then we can shift focus on trying to penetrate the schools and trying to deliver touch gradually in the schools.
We have sort of a similar situation in Australia where rugby league, we will lose a lot of players to touch football to rugby league because you can make a career out of rugby league. You do that as a full-time job if you become a professional, whereas in touch football, we don't have that yet, where you can be a professional touch football player and making a living out of it. So a lot of people will be playing touch and they'll be really good players, but then they hit about 16 when rugby league teams start looking at them and say, hey, you need to come and do this. We don't want you getting injured playing touch, so you kind of have to stop playing that while ever you're on a contract with us. So, yes, I understand the dominating sports of rugby league, and to a degree, soccer and rugby union as well. So we'll talk about the World Cup now. I see here you've got, is it 3 teams going to England?
Yep, we had 3 confirmed teams to England, which is the Open Women's and the Open Mix, and also the over 30s mix going to the World Cup. We previously had 4, including the Open Men's, but the Open Men's pulled back a few weeks ago, usually because of funding. As you know, in our sport, usually it is mostly self-funded or association funded. The association has to seek funding for the Touch World Cup, and the Touch World Cup in England, and based on our geographic location, it's a much expensive endeavor to carry on, with starting with the flights, and then with the foreign exchange rates that kicks in whenever, because the exchange rate now is 1 tala, that's one British pound is 3 tala 50. So it's a much more expensive in terms of FX rate as well. And so because of such an expensive campaign, the association has tried to make its efforts to fully fund everything, but it has come to a decision that it's too expensive for the association to try and gather sponsors and support because it amounted to probably near $1 million tala to fund all the teams to England. And so we made a decision that maybe 50% of the funding, the players will, and the traveling personnel will have to endure, and then the other 50% it will be covered by the association. And we later on, during our budget and our financials, 50% is actually the airfare to England. So we let the traveling personnel to book their own flights and cover their own expenses of getting there and getting back. And then the association will organize everything to take care of the accommodation, the meals, and everything while they're in Nottingham.
Yeah, I think that's a really, I think that's really generous from the association. I think that's awesome that they're doing that. Or that they're able to fund 50%.
With that approach, and that approach, the players then that's why the Open Men's team pulled off, because the players have find it hard to commit to, which is understandable, given the amount of personal finances that you have to input to getting to the World Cup. Yeah,
and that's the only thing that I've ever heard about England hosting the World Cup that's sort of as a negative is just their location on the map. It's just how difficult it is to get there, especially when, like, you're talking Samoa. They've recently released that the 2027 or 8 World Cup is in New Zealand. So I imagine that would be a lot easier to access.
That was great news to us.
Oh yeah, me too. Like, I can't remember the last time I'd seen a World Cup in New Zealand. I think it's an awesome option to have a World Cup there. So Ralph, you're playing mixed open?
Yeah, I'm playing mixed open.
How is the preparation going with mixed open? How does the training work in Samoa?
Yeah, so it's a bit tough in the sense that we have to manage players here in Samoa and manage our overseas-based players. For your information, we have 5 overseas-based players in New Zealand and Australia. So once every month, starting from the month of March, since we put together the team, once in every month we have team meetings via Zoom, just to get tabs on everyone. So we are grateful for our coach. They have set out a program, 15 weeks program. So this has been implemented and being used at the moment. So we've got a mixture of conditioning, set drills, and whatever attack defensive drills that we need to incorporate into our game. So all this has been incorporated into the 15 weeks program. So everyone has to do it, especially the conditioning block. So it's quite hard. But for our overseas-based players, they have to film their training, and they would have to submit sort of a footage after their training to see, like, sort of for transparency purposes. So to see if they're actually doing the program. So so far so good. I think we're getting there, but we still got a long way to go. But in a sense of with all this has happened around, including the airfares, we have to fundraise for this and that. We're just trying to keep everyone together, and because at the end of the day, we are still a developing sport in Samoa, and majority. I think I'm the oldest in the mixed team at the moment. So I think majority of the team, they're all in their early 20s, mid 20s. So the whole purpose, we also have a 16-year-old, which will be featured in the World Cup. So with all this, our goal is to develop these players, because they will be the future of Samoa, and who knows, some of them might be able to play for Australia and New Zealand based on their passports. But we're not using the location. I know it's rough, especially because we have other commitments like family and work on the side, but we're just trying to keep our heads high and give up that positive vibe that we can get to England despite the cost and whatever. And I know Samoa is not the only country facing the burden of the flights. I know Fiji, PNG, all these Pacific islands, but I think the resilience within this team, and as well as the association, they've been really helpful, lending us 50% of the help. So it's been a rewarding experience so far. And with regards to the preparation, it's going well. I guess we are in week 6 now, so we are 9 weeks away from hopping on that plane and make the trip to London and make the most of it. So looking forward to it.
Oh, me too. I've never been to a World Cup either. So even just personally, I just can't wait. I've always wanted to go to England, just in general. So week 6, is that the 6th week of training? How have you been getting together as much as you can as a team in that 6-week period?
Yes, so we have 11 of us based in Samoa, so we get to have every week we get to have games on Saturday, so just to have that game time sort of situation incorporated into our plan. Whereas our overseas players, they have their comps up and running at the moment, their social club or social comp at the moment, so we recommend them to go and join so that they can have some sort of match fitness and game time as well. But so we're looking at the end of June, early July. So we'll try and get there early so that we can have like friendly matches with other countries. So that's the only time we'll put everyone together is when we get to England a week earlier. So that's the plan. But we're hopeful we will get there a week earlier so that we can roll out some friendly games or scratch matches with the other countries,
and have some downtime to look around and see England. So
definitely. I mean, we didn't pay that, that amount of money to go there and just play. We also need to do some sightseeing and some exploring of London. It only comes once in a lifetime. So
you may never go back there in your lifetime. So Yeah, no, that'd be really good. I think I was talking to Thailand, Thailand Touch, and they're trying to book into a theme park. I think there's a theme park about an hour away from the fields. So,
Should be fun.
yeah. So, Tua, refereeing, will you be refereeing at the World Cup?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to pull out of the refereeing of World Cup because of the funding and all that. But I wanted to shift the focus into leading the fundraisers for the association to fund our two teams. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Samoan Association is currently funding only the two teams that are here, the Open Women's and the Open Mix. And we are fortunate enough to have the support of the Queensland Samoa Touch Association, who will be leading and organizing the fundraising for the over 30s team from
Cool.
Australia. And so we're really thankful for the Queensland Association, Queensland Samoa Touch Association for helping us out on that front. And yeah, as I mentioned, I got confirmation to officiate in the Touch World Cup, which is a really great opportunity for that. I always wanted to participate, but unfortunately, I had like 3 weeks to toss and turn, and I had to make a decision.
It's tough,
based
yeah.
on financial issues, and I eventually come to the decision to pull out of officiating on the World Cup. Also due to some other family obligations and family circumstances.
Well, hopefully
now
you're still hopefully you're still refereeing when the World Cup in New Zealand's on, and you'll be able to make the trip there.
Yeah, hopefully the legs are still working then.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few people thinking the same thing. So did Samoa's participated in the 2019 World Cup?
Yep. So yeah, all the three open Samoa participated in all the three opens teams, which was held in Malaysia, and again the open men's and the open women's was funded by the Samoa Touch Rugby Incorporated here in Samoa, and the open mix was handed over to Queensland Samoa Touch Association to organize funding for the club. But yeah, Samoa did participate in 2018.
Yeah, cool.
In Malaysia.
So as far as the nation goes, now this could be World Cup or it could be just in general. Do you have any sort of like goals do you wish to achieve with Samoa Touch? It could be performance at the World Cup. It could be getting more people or kids or adults involved in the competition, competitions that you run in Samoa. Have you sort of discussed any sort of goals that you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, at the moment, like I said before, all the focus now is towards the Touch World Cup, and the main goal there is to better our decision that we had in 2019 for the open all three teams for the open women's and the open mix. Unfortunately, our open men's can't make the World Cup, but the ultimate goal is to do as a best performance that we can, given our circumstances and all that, and also to better our position and to improve our position in the World Cup in 2019. In terms of development, yep, we will like after the World Cup, we would then try and put together a strategy to target the grassroots and the school level to get some intention on trying to promote touch rugby in schools, it's usually we pictured it in a way that it's the best sport to develop your skills without the risk of injury. Because currently they also have a rugby union. The kids playing rugby union from the primary school level. Yeah, but we wanted to make that pitch where such rugby is the best sport to develop your rugby skills, especially the passing, the stepping, and running towards the right angle, attacking, and also defending without any risk of injury. It's more sort of like a sandbox type strategy. Yeah, to that's the pitch that we're trying to do, especially in the primary school level, and leading up towards the secondary school level. We hope to do a tournament, and for the under 18s and the under 16s and the under 14s, that we hope to have formalized a regular annual tournaments for those schools. I mean, that's the big plan in development. Apart from that, we're also trying to in the development of our officials and
Of course, yep.
Upskill our coaches. As you know, recently we had we were fortunate to have the support of the ADF, the Australian Defence Force, and also the support of the FITs that we came in and did a workshop for us in March this year to upskill our referees and our coaches. I think there was a level 2. It was an intermediary level for the referees and the coaches that is internationally recognized by FIT, which is because it's FIT accredited. We had that in March, and that's the whole point of this is we developed the coaches so we could develop the players, but also develop the officials on the other side, because if we have the officials will set the standard in terms of how the game is played.
Absolutely.
In the country, and we want to push everything together and develop everything together without having one side left out.
Yeah, and it's an excellent point that it's an excellent point that you make. So when we're training at home, when we can get one of our referees, who we actually have a lot of ADF referees where I play touch, if they can come to training, we train so much better having good quality officiating during training, just because it just brings that sort of sense of sort of true game scenario. And it's amazing. I'd have a referee as my assistant coach just to get better better training. Like if they had the time. But yeah, no, it's an excellent point where you say about developing your officials can help develop the game in more ways than just officiating. So Ralph, I'm just right now on my other screen, I'm looking at the mixed open pools, and I'm looking at Pool C, which has got some Samoa. Who are you looking forward to playing against? Is there a team there, or is there a team there that you're like, oh, I can't wait to play against them?
Yes, we spoke about this in the management meeting, and we've identified the threats and whatnot in our pool of teams. So we're looking forward to play a game against Wales and PNG. Yeah, knowing PNG, we are rivalries, two country rivalries, especially after last year. So they would love to come back and avenge that loss when we stole the gold medal from them. So it's a huge task ahead of us. I must say, this is a brand new team. There's no one from the previous World Cup in the team. So it's a brand new team where we're looking to defend fourth spot, because we are ranked 4th in the world. So it's a bit of huge expectation for the young ones, especially if this will be their first World Cup. So but I think they will have a good time. I guess it's all about having fun and try and enjoy the game as much as we anticipate, and just go out there and have fun.
And
Yeah.
I'll hopefully get around to watch the Samoa and PNG game because I love a bit of a good healthy rivalry in touch footy. Hopefully, and I say this to a few nations, hopefully Federation of International Touch or whoever's in charge of the broadcasting gives as many nations as possible a chance to be on the live stream, especially with the Women's Open and the Mixed Open being a premier division. Do you think that would really help as far as touch in Samoa, having footage available online from the World Cup of Samoa?
Yeah, exactly. I definitely the touch community here will search the internet or everywhere they could find a live stream or a proper podcast of the games that our national teams will be involved in. And yeah, definitely we hope the official podcast of the Touch World Cup will also at least we'll have one or two or more games of our national teams being broadcast on that official podcast. But if not, I think our like I said, our team are resilient, and I'm sure one of the team management or the parents of the team will definitely do a live stream of the game, because we've done so in the Pacific Games, because the touch rugby wasn't on the official stream of the Pacific Games, so we managed to do our own live streaming and our own commentating on our Facebook page. So we'll find a way to make sure because our touch community here deserves to watch and to have a chance to watch live our national team playing in the Touch World Cup, because all the effort was out to support his team, to back his team to get into the World Cup.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll be walking around at the World Cup with the microphone, and
oh, nice.
So if we want to get
do those mini interviews,
as soon as we can't find as soon as we can't find an official podcast of our national team, we'll definitely call you, Tom. Can you get to this field?
I don't have to interview anyone. I can give it to one of your players, and I can just I've got the camera here. I could just film it, and you can interview each other, and we can put it up on the channel.
Yeah, definitely.
So we
I think it's a plea for Federation of International Touch as well, because now I've saw something on the internet says that it will be the biggest World Cup in history. So I think they need to sort of consider the fact that there's a lot of nations there traveling from afar, especially the Pacific Islands and Australia and New Zealand, going all the way to the UK. Maybe they would be able to consider proper live stream for every games, especially that I saw that Field 1 will feature the Mixed Open and the Women's Open on the same field. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that this will be something that they will look into compared to the 2019 World Cup, where they only sort of feature only one field. So hopefully it's something that they will be able to consider.
You say hello?
Hello.
Just woken up.
Hello.
Yeah. You say hello? You're tired. Sorry, guys. So you spoke about before about ADF coming over and doing a workshop for you. Was that predominantly referees, or was there coaching staff there as well?
Yeah, it was both. Actually, we had that was just the second time that they assisted us with the accreditation. We had done so in 2021, but back then during COVID, we had a virtual workshop or virtual accreditation workshop 2021. We've done the introductory. That was for that was the first introductory courses for the referees and for the coaches. So from that virtual workshop, that was the first time any local coach in the country was accredited at the introductory level, which is the level 1.
Yep, awesome.
From 2021, the workshop this year in March was the follow up, was a level up from that virtual workshop in 2021. But fortunately, and this year we managed to have the ADF and the FIT team on island to live a face-to-face accreditation workshop, both for the introductory and the new intermediate course for the coaches and for the referees as well. So we have a number of level 2 coaches and also a level 2 referees here on island, which is the intermediary level on the FIT accreditation.
Yeah, cool. Because one thing that I've noticed in touch football is everyone's happy to share knowledge, coaches in particular. If anyone's usually have got a question, they're not scared or hesitant about giving away any form of secrets. And something that I have noticed is, like I said to you before, until I went to Asia and saw the culture of Chinese touch, there's so many coaches where I'm from that are willing to share information and stuff, but they just have no idea of the amount of what you call developing nations out there that could really use your help. So if you're interested in sort of what we call satellite coaching, where we could set up a channel like this and I could bring up on this screen, say, your Pacific Games or someone else, feel free to send us an email and I can help organize someone that you can ask questions about your own game and stuff like that, because there's plenty of us here. There's probably plenty in New Zealand as well that would be happy to give up some time. It's just that they probably just don't realize that there's people out there that really enjoy it. So yeah, if you ever need anything, just send us an email or send us a message on social media or anything, and we can definitely organize that for you if that's something you're interested in. But I've got
definitely.
I've got your Pacific Games the grand final actually on my to-do list, just because it's I've never dealt with that sort of competition. I just got to make sure that I can use the footage. So, but that is definitely on the list. I have watched that.
Yeah, I think Tom, we sort of used some of your videos from Touchscreen, the YouTube channel, and really assisted us in some of the coaching that we did for leading up to Pacific Games. Yeah, on behalf of the coaches, I would like to say thank you for that. So
not a problem.
Yeah, it was really helpful, especially like someone that would just play the video and draw the lines and arrows where what went wrong and what happened. So it really dissected the whole sort of game scenario. So that was really helpful. So hopefully we will get to engage more with some of the content on your YouTube channel, and then
and if you have any suggestions, of content or what you'd like to see, just let us know, because it's getting hard to think of it on my own. Normally I just have a game on and I'll be like, I might do that. So
yeah. I think classic example, one of the feature that really incorporated into our game last year was the sniping defense.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that is something.
I probably need to update that video. It's actually quite an old video.
Yeah, and that is something that we managed to obtain from one of your videos. Is a snipe defense, and as you can see, the way Papua New Guinea, the way they play, they love those open side quickies, and I think that sniping defense really caught them off guard, and it really made them upset, and then lost their focus during the whole game. So again, appreciate it.
Not a problem. I don't know. I don't actually know the origins of sniping defense. We just, and like growing up, we never really did it, and it's only something that I'd really heard of in the last sort of 4 years. And it makes sense, if you're catching the ball like that, you have no idea what's coming from that side. So
what's coming up? Yeah,
we try to teach that at my club. From under 16s, we start teaching sniping. But
Yeah,
Hey,
so now everyone in Samoa just love doing that one.
oh,
So
it feels and it's so satisfying if you snipe someone
yeah,
and kill their play. It's
kill
just
the
so
player
you
and
just
then disrupt
you're
the
like,
whole thing.
yeah. And they're like, where'd he come from? So before we finish up, do you guys have any? Do you have any questions for me? Like anything that you wanted to ask me before we catch up? I dare say we'll catch up at the World Cup. Anything you want to ask? If it could be channel related or anything about, I can answer the best I can about touch football in Australia.
Yeah, so just one thing from me. I think we have a Marist Touch tournament. I'm not affiliated with the club, but it's usually like sort of international competition for Samoa. So yeah, I think it's happening on the 8th and 9th of November, end of this year. So I think might be better if you have any contacts around your region or around your club that would love to maybe submit a team and participate in the Marist International Touch Tournament end of the year. That would be really great and huge for the development of touch in Samoa, but also for like a bit of mixture of the teams, because it's usually it's only Samoa teams that usually participated. I think we've got a few from overseas in New Zealand in the past years. I can't remember, but yeah, it would be great to have that mix of international experience in as well, sort of add that value to the tournament and more exposure for the local players.
Yep.
Even if it's even if it's a over 30s mixed team that would love to submit a team, more than welcome to do so, because it's
Yeah,
yeah,
I can
at the end of the day, it's for
I can
everyone.
put some words out. So what was the tournament called? 8th and 9th of November.
Mary's Touch International Tournament.
Marist International Touch.
Yeah.
All right, I'll write that down now. Okay,
Yeah.
because the November is sort of right a month before our New South Wales teams play their state cup.
Yeah.
So
Oh, nice.
everyone is in sort of touch football teams and touch footy training. So look, there might be a couple of teams that are interested in. It might be sort of a club that sort of get together players from all their teams and form one team. But look, a club down the road.
I mean, it's a bit of. I mean, it's a bit of a holiday. Like, you just pay. Yeah, bit of a holiday down in Samoa. It's a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's just before the Fiji Cup, right, Rob?
Yeah, it's just before the Fiji Cup as well.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
so that's another thing we can, when you fly over. Yeah, when you fly over the island, you have the chance to compete in two island competitions, the Marist, and then towards Fiji, compete to the Fiji Cup, and then holiday over.
Yeah, make the most of it. It could be a possibility that there's a club just not too far away from me, and they used to go to America every year and participate in some tournament there, and they don't do it anymore, but they probably did it up until COVID, maybe for 7 years each year.
It's the same as when I was in Melbourne. Melbourne Blacks went to Singapore and then competed in the Singapore local Opens tournament. So so I've been negotiating with them. Maybe this year they should come to Samoa and then return the favor.
Yeah, if you have any sort of flyers or posters or social media like things that I can, if you can email that to me, I can put on the channel and stuff as well. So anything that I could advertise that tournament would be really helpful. Anyway, guys, I might have to unfortunately, we're actually approaching the hour mark, so I might have to say goodbye and sort of one ready for school.
Didn't feel like an hour.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's funny, I'm watching the sun come up over there. It's not a very actually, I can't see the sun actually. It's not a very nice day here. Not like where you are, Tua.
Yeah.
Looks like a really nice morning where you are.
A nice day today.
Is it what season is it in Samoa? Is it winter or coming up to winter?
We actually do not have any.
No, it's
season,
summer throughout.
but, we do have.
I knew it'd be
Yeah, it's
if it
summer
was a
throughout.
winter, it'd be hot.
Yeah. We don't have
Yeah.
any season. We only have the dry and the wet season, where the dry season where less rain, and the wet season where there's more rain.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, just one
Yeah.
thing I'll just mention to you guys. It's so with you sending invitations to international teams to the Marriage International Tournament, we actually invite to Queensland State Cup, New South Wales State Cup, and our nationals international teams to come across and participate there, which is I don't know when Queensland State Cup is, but so Singapore
I
Women's
think it's
Open
right after
came.
the New South Wales one.
Is it? Yeah, okay. So that's in December.
Yeah.
But then in March 2025 is our nationals, which is a really good. So that's the one that Victoria that played in. So if that's something you're interested in, you definitely it's an open invite to any sort of developing nation. Anyway, guys, just wanted to say thank you very much for coming on the channel. Really appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully we can catch up, and I'll come and watch your games. Well, Ralph, I'll definitely be watching yours because I'm coaching mixed open as well. So I want to.
Oh, nice. Yeah, looking
I want
forward.
to get the insight on a top 4 team.
Well, hopefully we be able to maintain that top 4, but we're just everyone's excited and just can't wait to get on the plane and do Samoa proud, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, awesome, guys. Thanks again.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
thanks,
it.
Tom.
For those watching, please subscribe, please like. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
also,
guys.
Tom,
Cheers.
Yep. Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.